What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the TokenMinorities, bringing you week 10 of season 2 of the APA Academy, and this week we are up against Silver and his Galactic Garchomps. And before I get into the team, just a reminder that if you guys like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button as it helps us out a ton, and let's do more cool stuff for you guys. But anyway, on to the team. Actually, first off, I want to thank Danza for recording this video and the next video. I'm going to try to remember to tell him thank you for recording, well, actually literally all 10 of the weeks up to this point. So Danza, I believe I have missed like 6 of the 10 to this point, so yeah, my bad on that, dude, but I really do appreciate it nonetheless. And yeah, on to the team. Like I said, we are up against Silver, and his full team consists of Mega Blaziken, Giratina Origin, Ferrothorn, Staraptor, Reuniclus, Donphan, Jolteon, Lucario, Kangaskhan, Azumarill, Spiritomb, and Espeon. I don't have his Z users there, but I think Azumarill was one for sure, and then it might have been like Lucario and Staraptor were the other two. I don't know, I didn't write down the Z users, but either way, we are up against Silver. He is in first place of his team, so it's like, okay, this is going to be a fun game. This should be a very, very good one. The team I am bringing is just going to be kind of centered around getting up Trick Room and trying to really crush his team with Emboar. Emboar was a new addition, and so being able to bring Emboar and potentially do really well with it, or not necessarily do really well with it, but have it in a matchup where it can potentially do well, was something that I was going for. It was just kind of a, you know what, I really want to try to work around Emboar, see if that works, and so that is going to be what I bring. What I'm bringing this week is just a Trick Room team with Rotom support. It's a mixed defense Rotom, a banded Emboar. I believe this is a Zygarde of some sort. I believe it's a Dragon Dance set. Yeah, I think it's a Dragon Dance Zygarde with Rest Talk. I have Trick Room on, obviously, Dialga and Necrozma, and then I have Mawile that has the Stealth Rocks for his team, as it was the best mon to be able to put those up. So yeah, I am going to lead off with Necrozma as his team, the team that he did bring: Donphan, Mega Blaziken, Giratina, Azumarill, Reuniclus, and Lucario. No matter what he ends up leading with, I mean, I felt that Necrozma had the best matchup overall, and the only thing that would be bad if he led with would be the Giratina. So I have my Dialga to guaranteed switch into that thing. And so yeah, let's just go ahead and hop right on into it with Necrozma as my lead. So no matter what he leads with, my Necrozma should be able to either get off a Photon Geyser or knock off something. Actually, is this the first week that I have Necrozma? Oh yeah, I have Necrozma on my team now. I traded Victini for it just because I figured that basically I just wanted Necrozma back because I really love that thing. But I'm justifying it by saying that Necrozma gives me another rocker, which is what I needed. But in all honesty, I just wanted to have fun with this league, and Necrozma was a mon that I really wanted to get back. So anyway, I do lead that as he leads with his Donphan. I'm thinking that he'll get up rocks immediately, thinking that we'll just trade, but I take this as an opportunity to get a ton of damage off on his Donphan with a Photon Geyser. And now I'm just going to go for the Photon Geyser once again, as Reuniclus, even though it was an obvious switch in, was really like, I mean, okay, Reuniclus isn't going to do a whole lot to me. I do have the Morning Sun, and that damage does reveal that this is an AV Reuniclus, so that's pretty nice to know. I will just be able to knock that thing off, and my Dialga will be in an amazing position once the Assault Vest is gone, as yeah, I mean, I'm able to get rid of that. He is going to go for the Shadow Ball. It's going to do a decent chunk, but it's not going to do a whole lot. As you can see, that only did like 70. So my Necrozma is still like very, very healthy. I will be able to fire off a knockoff once again, as I figure, okay, if he goes for another Shadow Ball, I can just Morning Sun up after that. And if he goes into something, I will be able to get rid of an item or get a super effective hit off on this Giratina, which unfortunately, because of the Grizius Orb, I believe that's how you say it, it will not do a whole lot of damage. So my Necrozma is at 155 health. I mean, it's still a pretty good amount of health. I know that Giratina is probably going to go for the Ghost move, and it's going to be very, very strong because of the boosting orb. So I'm going to go straight into my Dialga, as this is designed to be able to switch into any 2 hits that Giratina wants to go for. As he does go for the Shadow Ball, it's going to do a nice little chunk, but it's not going to do a ton, and he has no switch-ins to my Dialga right now. I'm thinking that he's not going to want to go to his Blaziken right off the bat, as Blaziken, I mean, it does not want to come in on a Draco, which I very easily could have gone for at that point. So I am going to go straight for the Flash Cannon, and I apologize for the drop frames at that point. I've been trying to work with this, but whatever. I mean, I had to get the things last minute. Like Danza was super swamped, and I mean the quality is still awesome. I just apologize for the drop frames, but I am just going to claim a kill with Draco at this point, as nothing on his team wanted to switch in. If he was switched into a Azumarill, that was the only thing that was immune. I would just be able to fire off another Flash Cannon and take the hit. He does sack off his Donphan, and unfortunately I don't think I have Defog on this team, but he goes into his Lucario, and I really wanted to predict the setup with Lucario and go for Trick Room, because I mean that's exactly what you would do on a -2 Dialga, was try to set up, as he does go straight for the Swords Dance, and I was like, ah crap, well this would have been an amazing spot to bring my Mega Mawile in if Trick Room was up, but alas I did not go for that. Man, people are not anticipating the Trick Room on Dialga this season, so I really had to start abusing that more. As I go into my Necrozma, I know that he has to be adamant to have a guaranteed KO, as I mean that HP dropped way too fast. I was like, oh crap, okay, he's adamant. Well, nothing on my team can really take a hit at this point. I'm realizing that I built this team very poorly, so I am just going to go into my Mega Mawile to pray that, okay, if I get him to -1, maybe I can live, and if I die, well, at least I can go into my Zygarde and basically lose 3 Pokemon in the process, but Lucario will be dealt with, and I can just kind of, you know, completely rely on Emboar despite the fact that he is an Azumarill. But he is going to go for the close combat, and it actually doesn't do much of anything, so turned out he was jolly and just got a near max roll against my Necrozma, which is unfortunate, as I do essentially have to sack off 2 Mons to this Lucario, as Mawile luckily will hit the Play Rough. We will be able to knock out the Lucario, but at this point Mawile is so low that it really, I mean, it just can't take a hit from anything else. Like, Mawile is just going to go straight down, especially with the rocks up. I can't even try to like bring it in multiple times, so maybe if Blaziken wants to go for like if he wants to go for a Swords Dance or something, I can get my rocks up and then pray that Zygarde or Rotom can take a hit. But either way, I mean, he is just going to knock me out. I went for the Play Rough in case he decided to try to set up on my Mawile, as that would have been a very risky play on his part, and I could not allow him to set up. So yeah, now it is 2-2. He does unfortunately have rocks up, and I am going to go into my Zygarde because I am a defensive variant. I will not be able to knock him out with 1,000 arrows, and unfortunately I don't have extreme speed on this set. Don't know why I don't have extreme speed. I just, for whatever reason in my building, just kind of overlooked that. I mean, he only has like a Blaziken with speed boost. I mean, I should definitely not have to worry about speed against it, right? Well, turns out that was a mistake, as HP Ice does reveal that he is modest max. So this will, well, not necessarily modest, he could be like mild, but he is max invested in special attack, meaning that my Rotom with its mixed defenses should be able to take it on rather nicely, and I am going to get my Father Form, and actually despite taking a modest HP Ice from Mega Blaziken, you'll see that the HP I get back from Power Construct actually puts me in a really good position, but thinking that Zygarde can still be useful later for like the Azumarill or the Reuniclus just firing off 1,000 arrows, I am going to go into my Rotom, who should be able to take any 2 hits that this Blaziken wants to go for. I mean, unless he predicted and went for Focus Blast there, but I mean, like, you don't do that when Blaziken could potentially go down to Zygarde. You try to take out the Zygarde while you can. So I figured HP Ice was a pretty obvious play, as that's exactly what he goes for. Gets a max roll, but I'm like, whatever. Max he can do here is 112. I will be able to live this, get my Iapapa, as he crits. And that absolutely blows, so yeah. He crits my Rotom, which, I mean, will end up losing us the game. Well, at least will probably end up losing us the game. Oops, spoilers. But I mean, like, at this point, like, even if you look at the Mons remaining, there's not a whole lot I can do to bring it back, just because the trade is so in his favor and this team is so offensive, or even just weakened at this point, that the trade's not going to go in my favor. Luckily, Emboar is able to knock that thing out with a Sucker Punch. The crit might have mattered depending on his investment, but he is going to be able to go to his Azumarill. I have to pick one right now. I am just going to go ahead and sack off my Zygarde, as I was like, okay, well, Zygarde will go down. I can go into Dialga. I can figure out if he's banded, as he goes for Ice Punch, and that was a really risky play, because if I wasn't banded, I guess if I wasn't banded, then I wouldn't have been able to knock out the Blaziken. But either way, like, that was kind of a risky play, because what if I went Dialga, because Dialga would have 100% taken the Ice Punch, then I would have gotten my Iapapa, and I still would have had Zygarde again. So I mean, I'm just like, I don't understand why you clicked Ice Punch over Play Rough. I felt like Play Rough was just infinitely safer against everything, and even if I stayed in with Emboar, that would have hit it. But either way, works out for him. Zygarde goes down. As he goes for the Play Rough on my Dialga, it will not kill me, as he's revealed not to be a banded variant. I will get my Berry, and I will just be able to fire off even more Flash Cannons. against this Azumarill, and I don't know, maybe if he sacks off his... He has to sack off Reuniclus while not getting enough damage off on my Dialga to where something kills it, but like there's just nothing I can do at this point. Like it's really just, it's just over, because I mean that crit, I feel like I would have been in a good spot, but you know what? That's Mons, and while I would not be able to hit a Focus Blast, of course, when it hits, it will crit me. He goes into his Reuniclus, I get a good amount of damage off, and I'm like, whatever, 2 Flash Cannons will be able to KO it, and just Salt in the Wound, get a Mineral on this one, as he is not quite going to be able to take me out with Psychic. So, I mean, it's just... I'm trying to just bring it down to 1-0. Like, 1-0 against another top team in the league, that is just fine. Like, I'm just trying to have fun with it. Like, I really am just trying to have fun. This team was designed around trying to get an Emboar sweep in an Ubers league, which in and of itself was flawed, and I just never really got the opportunity to get it going. He goes into his Azumarill, which will of course be able to pick me off with the Aqua Jet, but at this point I can just go straight into my Emboar. Maybe he'll choke and go into his Giratina and then go back into... Maybe he'll choke, go into his Giratina, as I will be able to KO it potentially if I get a crit with Head Smash, and then not take enough recoil to where Aqua Jet can't kill me as I kill his Azumarill with Head Smash. So that's what I have to go for, but unfortunately, he's not a complete idiot. Okay, I didn't mean that as like an insult towards him. Like, I'm just saying that he would have had to have legendarily choked to allow me to come back. But now, with my Emboar as low as it is, I am an Emboar that's designed to function under Trick Room, so obviously I will not outspeed the Giratina, not that it matters anyway, as Shadow Sneak is going to be able to knock me out, and we will lose the game 1-0. So I believe with that, we will drop to 6-4, which I think knocks us out of playoffs because of the weird playoff situation in the APA. It's like Civil War, so teams get a certain amount of playoff bids, and my team's doing like super well, so I think that does knock us out of contention, which is unfortunate that 2 weeks in a row that the crits, or not 2 weeks in a row, but like 2 of the last 3 weeks, that crits end up losing us the game, which, I mean, again, it sucks, but I wasn't going into this league like going to be super tryhard. I just wanted to have some fun, play some use some Ubers in a draft league. So I mean, I've had a ton of fun with this. Just I went in wanting to use some Ubers I'd never used before, wanting to bring back the Trick Room team, and so that's what I did. Nonetheless, even though we do still have 2 weeks, we're out of playoffs, but I still did have a ton of fun this season. Good game to silver, and yeah, that's the game, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys